All right. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahushua. Hashem. Kadash. A double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. That's a rock, bro. Yeah, get Sirach 6 and 37.
It's Sirach 6 and 37. Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Most High.
Right. The ordinance of the Most High is talking about the commandments. All right. You find the commandments within the Holy Scripture. Go ahead.
And meditate continually.
Right. That's what our focus is supposed to be on, especially at this time frame right now. All right. Go ahead.
And its commandments.
Right.
He shall establish thy hearts.
Meaning what? He's going to make firm your heart. He's going to strengthen you. He's going to build you up. Go ahead.
And give thee wisdom at the time of thy desire.
And give thee wisdom at thine own desire. Meaning what? Hey, you get out what you put in. Okay? All right. All right, Chicago. Get that article.
All right, this is from CNN.com. It says California adds more than 40,000 C-19 cases in one day as Americans await vaccine rollout. Right. This was published on December 16, 2020.
Right. Now, keep in mind, originally this article was updated, and at the time frame I saw it, it was updated at 10:34 Eastern time. All right. I should kind of just jump down to that paragraph.
All right. It said vaccinations will ultimately change the country's grim trajectory, but not for a few months. Experts have said. Until then, experts say people should wear masks, avoid crowded indoor spaces, and try to protect each other during this holiday season.
Now, when you think about the term update, it means modify or change. So what was changed? This article's original format. Now, Chicago, read that first sentence one more time.
It says vaccinations will ultimately change the country's grim trajectory.
Let's stop right there. Now, I screenshot this same article. And at 9:04, at 9:04 a.m., the paragraph read like this: but the U.S. continues to battle a brutal fill in the blank that's showing no signs of slowing down, and that officials have warned will only worsen. Fill in the blank will likely not change the country's grim trajectory in the coming months, experts have said. Now, Chicago, what did you read, bro?
It says vaccination will ultimately change.
Now on mine at 9:04, and I had to screenshot it again at 3:49. But the original format reads as fill in the blank will likely not change the country's grim trajectory. Okay, so Esau is a devil. All right, y'all want to add something to it? Go ahead, bro.
This second Esdras 6, and I started.
I'll get that Job 13:4.
Okay. 16. All right, this second Esdras 16, verse 20, 22. All right, verse 21. It says, behold, victual shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So like I said, you confused.
That's
because if you're dependent on Esau's media and his medical team and his science, for answers, man, you confused, you have you all over the place, man. And we see a lot of people that don't know what to do.
That's right, bro.
And Esau, and when you confused, that make you just pick an answer, man. It make you be impulsive, man. And that's what Esau was doing, cause he's pushing mass confusion in the earth, man.
That's right. Now get 1 Timothy 6 and 20. Now you get Job 13:4, bro.
All right, this is Job 13:4. He says, but ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value.
Right, because a physician's role is to what? To make a person whole. If a physician cannot heal people, then therefore, or by default, that physician has no value. Now, when you go into the term forgers in the Hebrew, it's Strong's H 2950, pronounced as Tapal. Now, according to outline of biblical usage, a definition means to plaster over. And when you continue to go down to the Strong's definitions, it means to impute falsely. To impute falsely. Impute means what? To account falsely. Account what? Now get 1 Timothy 6 and 20.
And in 1 Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is commended to thy trust. Avoid profane and babbling. Vain babbling. And opposition of science falsely so called.
And oppositions of science falsely so called. So according to Job 13:4, it states forgers to impute falsely. Now we know they do this with history, but as well as their science. Okay. Now, when you go into the term oppositions in the Greek, a definition means a theory. Okay. And when you look up the term theory, according to Etymon Online, when you break this term down, it means to see a view. Okay, to see a view. That is what theory means. So the elite bankers, utilizing their media sources, they're getting the general public, they're getting the masses to see their view. And what is their viewpoint? To receive this vaccine. Okay, that's basically it. So it states, and theories of science. Now, science means what? To know. The true science is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, falsely so called. So you receiving this vaccine, okay, it's false. This is science falsely so called. You know, you receiving the microchip is science falsely so called. Going back to what? Job 13:4, them being the forgers of lies. And who is ye? Okay, the ye is talking about actually the nobility of Edom, the elite bankers, because they control this entire system. They're the reason why the media plays what they play. They're the reason why researchers research what they research is because on the behalf of the elite bankers. All right, my bad, Sean.
I'll go ahead. Man, you know, Esau very crafty. So basically the same thing, like being deceitful. And I looked up crafty in different dictionary. And he said clever and achieving one aim by indirect or deceitful methods. And you know, it looked similar, like the internet, cunning, guileful, sly, tricky, deceitful.
Hey, what's that deceitful? How you update your articles? You stated it will not, and then an article should read the updated version. They took out the not part of it.
And then it's a designing foxy. You know, back in the Bible day, you know, they call them fox. They being very slick. You know, and that's how Esau is. Esau very slick. But that like the brother showed that video you showed a few minutes ago. I mean, that's perfect. They tricking the people to get in, taking the max. Even though, you know, the people that we know, I looked at the brother video the other day. The CEO, this virus so bad. Why the CEO not take it?
Exactly.
Right. And they don't want to make it.
Yeah.
If it's so bad, I think they should be first one to take it.
Once they don't get high on his own.
Yeah, that's right.
Once I don't want to cut the line.
He literally said
Reed said it.
Oh, Reed said that?
He said it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, the standard. He said the standard for that shit. Oh, okay. Just so you don't want to cut the line.
Hold the door open for you. I got
something back up what you just said. This Genesis 3:1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made. And he said unto the woman,
so who's the serpent? The serpent is the same person back then that's in control right now. Okay? Hey, if you can receive this in the spirit, hey, the serpent was who? Esau. Okay? And now basically who controls the system? Hey, the Edomites, whose progenitor, whose forefather is who? Esau. And he was what? He was more crafty than any other nation in the world. And it's the same mindset at this time frame.
Yep. Yeah, linked up with Deuteronomy 32 and 30. And it says, Deuteronomy 32 and I started 33. It says their wine is the poison of dragons.
Their wine is what? Their philosophies, which basically defiles you. Okay? You have to be born again. You have to be spiritually brainwashed to come out of that mindset. Okay? So their wine makes you what? Drunk. 2/3 of our people are drunk. How do you know when they're considering taking that vaccine and later on the microchip? Go ahead.
And the crew of venom are asp.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the asp, they carry that venom.
That's right.
So it's deadly, it's poisonous. So 2/3 of our people, by trusting to this system or this science, they have got bitten by that serpent, man.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna die from it, man. By the results by trusting to oppression, You trust into its transhumanism, its artificial intelligence, So it says their wine is the poison of dragons, and the crew of venom are asp.
That's right. That's right.
I got the definition of science.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
This is definition of science on Adam Online, and it says what is known. It says the knowledge acquired by study or information, also assurance of knowledge, certainty.
Mm-hmm.
So in science, so-called, Esau is certain. What he say, the vaccine is 94%, effective. You see, he said, we know for certain if we get 75% of the population, vaccinated, we can get back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's that science so-called, man. But the vaccine was already, Bill Gates already let you know the purpose of the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
So how in the hell could that bring life when he wants to subtract, from the world population? Man?
Exactly. Exactly. And it takes how long? 10 to 15 years
for vaccine?
Yeah, to complete a vaccine.
Yeah.
And
Fauci said, don't worry about the time. It just shows how much technology has advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That couple what's her name?
The
Queen got there. The Queen do
Dr. Quinn.
Yeah. He said the same damn thing. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. This nigga don't know nothing.
Right. He just be smiling and stuff. That's it.
They just show him a proof Esau. They been having those vaccines, the whole time, man.
Yeah.
And they just wait for this right crisis to go ahead and unleash out.
That's right.
Hey, it's Psalm 144:8, right? It said, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood.
No, I talk about the Edomites, because like your right hand is supposed to be a place of honor, but their right hand does what, Shekinah?
It says, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood.
That goes to show you that they are the wicked. Okay, so their right hand is just like their left. So like their right hand is just like their left hand. Okay.
Same.
And I got another key point, and this was Natural News. This article is entitled "A Truth About Animal Studies: Do They Really Model Human Health?" And it states, animals such as mice, rabbits, dogs, and monkeys are widely used as surrogates, meaning what? Substitutes for humans in fundamental medical and pharmaceutical research, and are often subject to controversial procedures designed to give them the symptoms of human diseases. And it states, the practice, according to its proponents, is important since it allows scientists, journalists, and the public to draw parallels, meaning equal or equality between animals and humans in the context of illnesses and potential treatments. Okay. It also states, in addition, many defend the practice as it is allegedly not as rife with ethical issues compared to human experimentation. And it states, despite the continued support it gets from the medical and pharmaceutical community, however, the practice of using animals in biomedical research is fast gaining an army of critics. most of whom are quick to point out that the results achieved by using animals do not necessarily mirror the results that can be seen in humans. So you can't test the mice and think you're going to get the same findings on a human. Like somebody get 1 Corinthians 15:39. Great point.
Because they have two different makeups.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't. And Esau do it because Esau compare, like they say, like we come from monkeys, like basically elevated from being monkeys to pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
So basically they try to do that. You know, I guess.
Nah, Esau know this some bullshit.
Yeah, I know it's some bullshit, but you know that's what we doing though.
Nah, he just with them, what he do with them animals, he just look at people as animals.
Yeah,
He disposable. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. You know, this the devil. He don't give a damn.
To prove your point, when you go into that term "be seen," it goes into the term "factor," which means cattle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you be seen or you Maxine, you're a cattle.
Right.
The elite bankers think we're nothing but what? Animals, cattle, such as monkeys and mice and other guinea pigs, test subjects.
Right.
Okay.
The one fake Jews that call us going.
That's right, Chicago.
You know, these cattle, man. That's it.
I got one more point in this article. It states, according to two experts, this is mainly because the model's differences from humans. The two experts made the remark in a results paper published in the Journal of Translational Medicine, in which they target the pharmaceutical industry, which is known for having a significant requirement for animal studies at the stage before a drug is allowed to proceed to clinical trials. Okay, we'll continue.
Yeah, man, because basically, you know, the people are the guinea pig. You know, as the brother had did a lesson earlier this week. You know, hey, this is a live trial, man. Mm-hmm. Boy, having these different reactions. You know, people getting bowel palsy. You know, face paralysis. You know, and like the brother said, Esau, you know, he thinks of you as an animal, man. You know, just like he treat, you know, a lab rat. That's how he feel about people, because he wants to get rid of people. Why you think, you know, he trying to get self-driving cars, right. You know, all these self-checkout. Yeah. Esau trying to get rid of you, man. Well, he don't need all these people because he isn't all powerful like the How about Shemal Shah. Mm-hmm. He wants to knock the population down so much where he can manage, all right, the world's population, man.
That's right, bro.
You know, it's a big agenda, man. This vaccine is just the beginning, man.
That's it.
You know, that's why it's going into the next phase now. Pretty soon, you know, you're going to have some identification to show that you've been vaccinated to have access to this society, man.
And they're still telling you, even if you get the vaccine, they still support, or they still recommend people to be wearing face masks and exercise, social distance. Right. So what's the point?
Yeah.
All right. Back into this article. The incident, which happened in London and has since been dubbed the Elephant Man trials, was a phase 1 trial for an experimental drug called TGN 1412, which was meant to manipulate the body's immune system in order to treat leukemia and other autoimmune diseases such as arthritis. The drug at that time was judged to be safe for human trials after macaque monkeys injected with it showed no problem. So the monkeys didn't have any signs, right? Then it states, the men injected with the drug, however, soon developed severe reactions to the drug, with one requiring amputations due to tissue damage, as well as extended hospitalization due to multiple organ failure. While all participants of the now infamous trial survived, their immune systems have been reported to be damaged for life.
He's all fucking mad scientist.
Right.
That's what he is. Like the bro said, he don't give a damn about life. He anti-life. He's not full life. He's not pro-life. He's anti-life. Especially if you're not in that 1%, you're not part of his line, his people. Him, I mean, we don't give a damn about you.
That's right.
That's right. You go to word antibiotic, you know, they push that heavy. In big pharma, you know, antibiotic means against life. Or probiotic means for life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And straight give you antibiotic when every time you go to that place.
Because antibiotic, it kills the bad and good
It
cells.
kill everything.
You know, because you need certain bacteria. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, Esau act like we wasn't born with an immune system.
Right.
All right. How was they living hundreds of years?
Mm-hmm.
You know, during the time of Genesis, man.
Yeah.
You know, the lifespan has shortened from Genesis until now, man.
Yeah.
You know, so if his so-called science, you know, was this great way of being, you know, why hasn't life expectancy lengthened?
That's right.
Why can't we get back to living hundreds of years, man?
Right.
You know?
Right. Can I get that 1 Corinthians 15 and 39?
All right, this 1 Corinthians 15:39. It says, our flesh is not the same flesh.
And this verse or this scripture will break itself down. Go ahead, bro.
It says, but there is one kind of flesh of men,
right?
Another of flesh of beasts.
So you have men have their own flesh and beasts have their own flesh, such as horses have their own flesh and cattle have their own flesh. Go ahead.
Another of fishes.
Another of fishes. Yeah, we said fishes. Go ahead.
And another of birds.
And another bird. So going back to the article I just read, that's why when they did when they did this bullshit ass science experiment or science falsely called, the so-called monkeys didn't have any issues. But when they tested on so-called humans, what happened? Their immune systems were damaged for life. Why? Because according to 1 Corinthians 15 and 39, it's different sectors of flesh.
That's right.
I should have a quick article. This from zerohedge.com, and it says hotels consider requiring all guests to have C-19 vaccination. This was published on December 14th. It said hotels. It said hotels have now joined airlines in considering whether or not to mandate all guests have proof of C-19 vaccination before being allowed to stay. Several airlines have already announced plans to make the shot a compulsory condition of flying. According to anecdotal evidence, hotels and other forms of accommodation could follow suit. And it says a reader of the Lockdown Skeptics website reported that a hotel in Scotland, which offers wildlife holidays, is preparing to adopt.
Hey, can I say something? Do you see how Esau has the field covered? So let's say initially he won't make you or mandate everybody to get vaccinated or vaccinated, right? But at the same time frame, look at the liberties or the luxuries he's taking away from you. You can no longer fly. You can no longer go into hotels. You can no longer go into the grocery store. So this is going to motivate the masses to do what? To participate, meaning to receive that vaccine.
And pretty soon it's going to lead to like a no travel, like ban policy. You can't go to certain cities or states without getting, those checkpoints. Y'all want to get that second measures.
Yeah.
National desire to go to the city.
You want to know?
Yeah. I'll just read this little part. It says, a reader of the Lockdown Skeptics website reported that a hotel in Scotland, which offers wildlife holidays, is preparing to adopt the no vaccine, no service policy. And it says, should a vaccination program be rolled out in the next few months, then it's likely we will require all guests to have been vaccinated before arrival. So that's happening right now in Scotland, and you already know. Those are like just test subjects, and they test their own those little smaller countries, then it's coming to America, man. They always gonna say the best for last.
That's right. I got a precept for you. In Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is it?
So they going back to they their mouth is like they speak vanity and falsehood. So that's the energy of Satan. And that's his vessels of dishonor. That's talking about these so-called Caucasians, man. Well, they in control right now, starting with the nobility of Edom.
That's right.
So with their vibration, their energy is transferring across the whole four corners of the earth, man.
This system governs the entire world. Yep. Moab follows them. Ammon follows them. Ishmael follows them.
That's why it says in Revelation 13 chapter, he calls it all.
He calls it all.
So it's talking about all nations, all people, man.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the word all in the Greek, it goes into pas. Means every individual on planet Earth, man.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So so yeah, that's the point right there. You get this.
It's like Israel, 15 and 17. A man should desire to go into the city and should not be able.
Yep. So let's go to those martial law checkpoints. You see on the different movies like on Netflix, those apocalyptic type movies. Yeah. When all hell broke loose in the city or some type of disease warfare, you gotta go through those armies. They test you, they check your temperature or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I think they showed that
Contagious.
Yep. The one Will Smith.
I Am Legend.
Yeah, I Am Legend. Check your temperature.
Yeah.
You know, that's why Apostle Gabar always states that, you know, art imitates life, man. So what they show in these movies and all these different films of Esau, it's gonna be reality pretty soon, man.
I got a quick article. This is from international news.com. Now you hear the terms, you know, green zone and red zone concerning the Crown Royal 19. So let's get the definitions of it. You go into red zone, is a district will be those with the most number of active cases, fast doubling rate of confirmed cases included, other indicators, contact tracing and surveillance feedback. It says an orange zone district that are neither red or green will be considered as orange zones. Now the green zone are districts that have no reported cases in the last 21 days or no cases to date. And if you don't have that vaccination, you will not be allowed in those green zones, man. They're gonna keep you in the red and maybe the orange, you see? So they finna break this thing down, man.
Yeah.
It's finna be a whole new normalcy in the earth, man. All that moving around, you know? And like I say, with this whole Christmas thing as we looking, it's nothing but another snare, because he's going to use that to spike the numbers and to tighten up on restrictions. And you dumb stupid people, you finna go spend the little money you do got. Mm-hmm. So then he gonna come choke you out some more, man.
Right.
You know? Yeah. I think Fauci said with the holiday travel for Thanksgiving that the numbers haven't really kicked in yet. Still waiting on it. I hear you waiting on the surge. Yeah. You know, from this date, man.
Right. But see, CNN told you initially that normalcy as we know it would never exist again. All right. So at the end of the day, even if you receive this vaccine, okay, at the end of the day, your restrictions are being taken and will still be removed. Why? Because they're moving to a different or a new system, which is going into what? The Great Reset. Okay.
The NHS director, he stated the same. That things not going back to normal. The CDC director, he stated it.
Yeah.
You know, Fauci, he keeps saying it as well.
And look at Sweden. Sweden never actually closed because why? Majority of their people were receiving what? Microchips. And even I had read another article on Natural News, and it was talking about asymptomatic. Okay, now when it relates to COVID-19, it's like it. When it relates to Crown Royal 19, is actually talking about people that can have the symptoms and not know it.
Right.
Okay. Now they did a research in so-called Wuhan, China, and they stated 300 cases of people that were classified as asymptomatic. And guess what happened? They went home and they never gave symptoms to their loved ones. Why? Because they was considered as healthy people. Meaning what? That so-called diagnosis does not exist. Going back to Job 13:4.
Right.
Esau is a forger of lies. And also 1 Timothy 6:20, science falsely so called. How can a healthy person give off symptoms? It doesn't make sense. All right.
They come up. My boy sent me he took some picture of like COVID-19 on China. And you know, they said restore China, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say now it started over there. It should be more people over there should have it over here right there. It started over there. Only 17 people got it over there now. That's what they say. Only 17 people. And you know what I'm saying? It started over there. So I mean it don't make no sense. It don't add up.
Yeah.
So you going on Thanksgiving, it spiked up. Christmas, when Christmas comes, it sure gonna jump the hell up. It gonna jump to the T.
But what about that first article we read? It stated that even if you get the vaccine, it will not change the trajectory in numbers. So they're telling you there's no reason to get it. All right, this is Revelation 13:15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. But he is who? The nobility of Edom. Going back to what? Job 9:24. And what is the image of the beast?
EU, NATO, and America.
Yeah, that's the beast. What's the image?
This
system, this matrix governs the whole world. That's why Chicago was basically saying people in Scottish would not be able to check in into hotels unless they were V-nated. Okay, and
so it's a monarchy. All right, there's ruling, man. You know, because they send a decree and it go out through the whole earth. It transcends, governments, man. You know, all these so-called sovereign nations. But you have the elite, all right, the nobility of Esau declaring decrees that override these different governments. Showing you it's a monarchy that runs the earth. It's just in secret, man.
They have to buy down.
That's right.
Whatever the rule is, whatever, like you say, whatever they push out here, no matter what country you in, you're Russian or American, hey, they say we gotta do.
Nothing but Edomites anyway.
Right.
And he had power. So if you have power, that means what? You have the control, you have the influence to give life into the image. Life.
And the resources.
Yeah, you have, this man, the nobility of Edom can make this image move. It makes it move. This is the reason why we have to basically be subjected to the image, because they have the power to make it move. Going back to Job 9:24. All right.
When you go into it, the elite, the reason why America, is what it is because the elites have invested so much into it. If me and this brother buy a house, all right, and if the bankers invest $1 million in my house, but they invest $10 million in his house, whose house gonna be more decked out and lavish?
That's right.
And gonna have more accessories. His house. That's what the elites did. And now you see they moving to the east with it. But for a long time, America, that's why the scripture called America the excellency of the Chaldeans, man. The Chaldeans being the elites. All right. Well, and the Babylon, being America, man. So the elites, have decked this place out by pumping all this money into it, making the economy strong. They gave, power. Like you say, they had the resources to give power to the beast. Because if America wasn't being propped up, your dollar would have been crashed, man.
That's right.
It's been not being backed by nothing, man. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the elites have propped this place up, and now they fading away, man.
Like you lost your deal, lost your record deal. That machine ain't behind you no more. You just regular. You finna just be a regular old somebody. You know what I mean?
That's right.
In Revelation, how John he marveled how America looked.
He admired.
He fell in love.
He fell in love because why? Like you said, they pumped all that money.
Yeah.
And everybody want to come to we're going to America. You live free, everything. You do that, that you want to do.
You know what? He actually saw a beautiful woman. But so what do we see now, or what do the 2/3 of the people see? They actually see what you say, this lifestyle. They fell in love with this lifestyle of actually what John, the Revelator, actually saw. Although he saw the beautiful woman, the people saw the lifestyle, which was a fine woman in a badass dress, had heels on, long hair, just decked out.
You see how they do in their movies, how they project like New York City and Canada.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But once you get up there and you see how it is, it's bullshit. Man. That shit
Bro,
dirty.
Hollywood look like Bourbon Street, man. Yes, Hollywood. You know, when you look on ET tonight, bro, Hollywood look just like fucking Bourbon Street. Who fucking stars are dirty, cloudy and shit.
Yeah.
What Pepsi said?
Cloudy.
All right, I'm going to go back into the scripture. Revelation 13 and 15. And calls that as many as would not worship the image of, that the image of the beast should both speak, and calls that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And you seeing that happening, is gradually getting to that point, because it's going to go, from them striking your channel, to them actually putting you to death, man.
Yeah.
These different truthers out here, people, doing all this talking against the agenda pretty soon, and right, it's going to be a death consequence for that, man.
Yeah.
And they already put different leaders to death. They go against this beast system.
Because the trees and what they bro?
Yeah. You had, Gaddafi.
Right.
You had
Saddam,
Bin Laden, Chavez. You see, all these different leaders, that buck up against the beast system, they get put to death. Abraham Lincoln, John Kennedy.
And they're the same person.
They get put to death, man. So you can't go against this beast system and be no leader, and pretty soon you ain't gonna be able to go to this beast against this beast system and be a citizen, man.
Wow. They always use that witchcraft. They look, they make you seem like you boogeyman to all these nations. Everybody think you the bad guy, as far as like Hussein, Bin Laden and all that. Everybody think they the bad guy. Actually, they was actually looking out for their people.
They were,
And bros, they're gonna do the same thing to us. All right, they're gonna utilize their media, the same source, and they're gonna turn us into domestic terrorists. All right. Extremists.
And they said on the news this morning, like down here in Mississippi, they said there's no ICU beds in none of the hospitals down here in Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
Like,
They've been saying about a week and a half.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they put Mississippi out there. Like, hey, okay.
But you know what? They've been saying Mississippi since a couple months ago. The numbers were spiking and all of that. So it didn't surprise me if Mississippi was, within the top 5 states.
You go past these hospitals, man, you don't see nobody.
Nah, man.
You know about yo.
That's pre-sales.
Hey, this song's for day 3.
And the brother on the comment board, guys, 10-1. Somebody get that. Shy.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
The wicked are estranged from the womb. Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. Okay, and what classifies that, or what supports that, is what? Malachi, the 1st chapter. They're actually identified as the border of witness. When you go to the border in Hebrew, it actually talks about their territory. So no matter where they at, that whole area that entire area is classified as the wicked.
They're like cancer.
Yeah.
Or bad infection or some shit. Your cancer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They go straight as soon as they be being born.
Right, because they're born wicked. Okay, they're not born to be upright. So as soon as they come on the earth, okay, they're going to do what their spirit is designed to do.
Right.
And verse 4, they're poison like poison with serpent.
Yeah, we talk about their poison. We talk about their philosophies. Okay, also their science. Hey, look at their so-called research now, saying that majority of the population should be vaccinated. But at the same time frame, they're telling you in the same breath that we're still saying that people need to wear masks.
Right.
And people need to stop or start or continue to exercise social distancing. So what's the purpose of you actually receiving the vaccination? It doesn't make sense. It's all about stripping your rights.
Mm-hmm. And what's the number what's his number in Revelation 13 chapter?
Yeah.
666.
See it there, bro.
But you see how they what's the distance they want to do the social distance? How many feet?
6 feet.
Yeah, that's a number right there.
And they also stated too with the camera.
And facial recognition.
Yeah, it basically dealing with the camera, it's a better view for you to be recognized with the camera system. Facial recognition. You know, Esau is crafty, man.
Yeah.
Somebody get Daniel, or he's watching it down.
Yeah, about the death order
that is a poison snake. So Esau is also classified as a what? A serpent. Yeah. You know, and a serpent is also known as what? A dragon, because of its intellect. Esau has a keen sense of wickedness.
Going back to that definition you read, cunning, sly, you know, crafty,
deceitful,
yeah.
Let's stop here. Is it?
I got one. It's Revelation 12:9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan.
And the reason why he's called the old serpent, going back to what? The book of Genesis. It goes to show you that these are the same people. Okay? Yeah. Edomites. Go ahead.
Called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world.
Which deceived the entire world. When you go into that term, deceive in Greek, it also means to lead one into sin. Okay, why? Because basically they are contrary to the law, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High. They promote people to what? To error.
So he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
Mm-hmm. The angels is just talking about his military.
Yeah. And going back to this article in Zero Hedge, they stated that I fear that wherever the science and wherever government might say, we are all going to be forced inexorably into a situation where vaccination certificates. And it says, as we highlighted earlier, according to Bill Gates, C-19 restrictions will continue until 2022.
Yeah.
And bars and restaurants will remain closed for 4 to 6 months.
Who said that?
Bill Gates.
BG.
BG.
Baby gangster. Hey, when you go to that term, Bill Gates, which is what? A nomen omen, a name prediction. Bill means what? An order or a command. Gate is what? An entry. No. So Bill Gates is doing what? He's doing the bidding. He's leading people into what? The gates of the new world order.
Yeah. They be propping these.
I thought about that.
Yeah, they be propping these people up. They just the face.
Yeah.
They want to focus on them. You know, Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. You know, they just the face. You know, for people to be mad at, man.
Yeah.
You know, but the elites are still maneuvering. You know, in the background. You know. You want that Isaiah 10:1?
I got it, bro.
Just I'll get it from
I think you got
it. You got
it. This Isaiah 10:1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and they write grievousness which they have prescribed."
Yeah, and Esau, Edom. You know, this is describing his draconian laws. You know, that he's finna implement. Now, he already has, grievous decrees, with certain things, you got the way, even the things that we think is normal, these things are grievous, man. This is oppression, having all these different bills. Yeah. You got to get the car note, then you got to pay high-ass tag, then you got to pay the insurance, then you got to have a mortgage or a rent every week. It's not about ownership. This whole thing is based on debt. Right. Unrighteous decrees, man.
I got you.
Yeah.
And this is Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Yeah, and he does it through his legislation, through the decrees that he pushed for, because he upholds folly. The things that the Bible despises, Esau, Edom, makes laws to protect, man.
Yeah. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
It shall wear out the saints, man. Because it's a hustle and bustle system. Man.
And that word in the Hebrew means constant harass.
Constant harass, man.
The scripture says we kill all the day long.
Yeah. Right. You paying the bill every week. Every week, You paying the bill every week, and then, Lord forbid something go wrong with the vehicle, or something go wrong with the house, or some unexpected shit. Right. You be thrown off for another 3-4 months, man.
Said that. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
Yep, because really your whole day accounted for, man. Every day before you wake up, your whole day already accounted for, man.
That's right.
You know, you really don't have, you know, no real leisure. You know, because even when you on your leisure, you thinking about the shit you gotta do when you get back going, man.
Right.
You know,
can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't really leave.
Yeah.
See, I gotta get back to the shit that keeps shit going.
But this is the society that niggas wanna afford.
That's right.
You know, niggas wanna plug back into it, man. You know,
and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Yeah, that's those 350 years, man, because Esau, you know, when he brought the bulk of the southern kingdom over here in 1619, man, you know, this empire just took off, man. You know, all through all the free labor, you know, all those hours like you be going into, you know, he was able, you know, to shoot past all the other nations on earth, man.
And that was like a head start.
Yeah, it was a power move for Esau, man. You know, when he got us in this position, man. But now the Lord is going to deliver us from this man. See, we in a transition, and Most High is breaking this man down. He put the spirit on Esau to tear apart his own kingdom, man. You know, because the reset that Esau even has in mind, all right, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a righteous reset, man. You see, he's trying to, you know, do a wicked reset, but it's not going to happen. The only thing he's going to accomplish is tearing down his empire.
Now, you went over the article. It was an update. So he was like, oh, he ain't going to be able to do no wicked update.
Yeah.
Put the wrong word in. One word that throw the whole article out. You know what I'm saying? You know, that shit was wicked. You know what I mean?
Totally deceitful. And the only thing that can be reset, because when you go into that term reset, it means what? To point back. Or to a point back. Talking about the nation of Israel, man.
Yep, this earth and this prestige.
Right. Going back to the earth being a paradise. You know?
All the animals.
Yeah.
You know, all the animals.
Yeah.
Every time they got animals catching the C-19.
Yeah.
Everything on press, man.
Yeah. You know.
Fucking birds sneezing.
Yeah. They been talking about Biden talking about he gonna have to wear a mask on the interstate. You know, it's an unrighteous decree.
You know, in your car.
Yeah.
I came in the game talking about warp speed, though.
Right.
You know?
Dang.
I guess everybody scared themselves. How you gonna do?
Is he finished up Isaiah 10 and 1 for the brother?
Let's see.
All right, Isaiah 10 and 1, start back over. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah, grievousness, man. And, you know, I say it's gonna get way worse, man. Esau really finna show with his horn. Hey, because people talking about they not gonna take it, they gonna resist. Well, they're just gonna make Esau change his countenance, man. You know, and then he gonna come with the force. Like I say, he already got, you know, the holiday set up, you know, for the spike, you know, just so he can come down with more restriction, man. All these niggas talking about, I ain't taking, you know, for the seat, you know. So hey, the horns ain't been shown yet, man. He's still humbling himself and coming crouching, but pretty soon he gonna wild out on you niggas, man. You know.
Hey, looking at the comment board, this brother by the name of Elijah stated, I saw a video. This man did a COVID test on Coca-Cola and it tested positive.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody told me that his friend used the little swab and he just ran across the sink and sent it back to the laboratory and it came back positive.
Oh man.
God damn.
The sink got it.
Yeah.
So the dish got it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I just see an article right here that said 3 snow leopards tested positive for C-19. They got the minks over there. They tested positive for it too.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous, man. You know, hey, Esau Edom is getting very tacky, and it shows you that he doesn't have, you know, he's not all powerful, man.
Hey, can I say something? And then, you know, he doesn't respect the mindset of the general public.
Nah.
Because these idiots will believe any fucking thing.
Anything, man.
He doesn't have to be that crafty, man.
He got billion-dollar industries, you know, changing their policy, you know, how they maneuver based on, you know, a false, you know, pandemic, man. You see?
Ooh. I think the top one had, yeah.
See the 20.
Yeah, 28 and 3. See the 28
and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou watchest in Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Yeah, because Esau, has been, blessed with this technology, man. So he can always spy, he can always hear, he can watch. He can do these different particular things that no other ruler has been able to do. You see, but the Most High raised Esau up, just to bring him down, man. The Most High needed a nation to show out with his power, man. Yeah. He chose Esau Edom, and he's wiser than Daniel. Speaking of, he's wise in wickedness, man. So Esau Edom, has became, this very crafty, leader over the masses, man. Yeah.
Like Daniel 6 and 3. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him.
Yep.
And the king thought to set him over the whole realm.
Yeah, because Daniel, had the mindset to run the kingdom. And if Daniel was in power now, let's say Daniel was over the earth, you see, and he ruled in the spirit of how about Shema, it would be much better off, But see, Esau uses the wisdom that he has in wickedness, man, through this technology, man, because like I said, Daniel didn't have the technology that these Edomites have today, man.
And if I could just add too, when you look at the term excellent in Hebrew, it talks about your extraordinary, meaning, of course, he had the Holy Spirit.
Yep. And
they're saying Esau, due to his craftiness and wickedness, because of his technology, he's wiser than Daniel. He's heavy.
It's Luke 16:8. Right. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
That's why when you go to these damn Edomites, they're able to tell you about the microchip. They're able to tell you that the VC is not well, actually, if you take it, then basically it's deadly side effects. But when you go to like a Jake, especially like a 2/3, half of them don't care. They don't know.
They don't know what's going on.
They don't understand that the currency of the so-called dollar is actually fiat money, which means let it be. Like, see, Jake doesn't understand that. Why? Going back to this prophecy.
Yeah, I think look, he don't want to talk about it really.
Yeah.
Jake don't talk about it at all. They don't talk about it at all.
Jake out, no other how about Shema outside, he's only dealing with the elect, because the elect have been illuminated on the right hand side.
Got anything else?
Y'all got the Psalms 52. We can get Psalms 52 and 2.
And it's Psalm 52 and 2. The tongue deceiveth mischief, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully.
Yes, go ahead.
Thou lovest evil more than good.
Yeah, Esau even loved wickedness, more than good, man. Esau had to choose, all right, to lie, tell the truth. He gonna choose to lie, man. Right. That's how he built. And these are the people, that's telling you to trust them, with their medical field, man. Go ahead.
Hey, that's why it calls him the Romans 9 chapter. He's that vessel of dishonor.
Yeah.
When you're not honorable, you lie.
Yeah.
You have no integrity, no dignity.
I mean, the brother seen something on the streamer here talk about Jake don't want to take the vaccine. Why? Because they know they've been guinea pigs for all the years. So they're like 60% saying they don't want to take it because they know how it was. They know how, what I'm saying? So they know some slick shit. They know it is. But they still gonna take it. And lying rather than speaking the righteous. Salam.
Yep, lying and rather than speaking righteous. Hey, because if Esau did have a cure, if he had one, syringe of a cure and one syringe with poison, he gonna always choose the poison for you, Jakes, man. Right. He'll never give you the cure, man. Every chance, it can be 20,000 of you Jakes come through a hospital he gonna give you the poison every time, even though he got the cure right there, man. You know, that's the mindset of your enemy, man. You know, so you'll be dumb as hell, all right, to go to your enemy. You know, Jake act like he don't know the history, you know, between us and them. You see, right. When it comes to how he has destroyed us as a people, man. You know?
And this is Genesis 27:41.
Yep.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
And how you slaying us right now? You know, trying to slay us right now. With that left hand technology, going through that science, man. Trying to get media. Yeah, with the media. Or they're gonna start a campaign by saying like, well, you know, the ones that don't take it, they're gonna be looked at as like the ones that making these numbers go up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be the problem, you know. Yeah, what's the last part?
All right, go back into Genesis 27 and I'm back. Genesis 27:41. The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the mindset of Esau. Yeah. He has been doing it in every type of way. You know, it went from chattel slavery, you know, to, you know, just that brutal, you know, destruction of our people to a more systematic, you know, and crypto destruction, man. You know, like he does different things that make it seem like he has nothing to do with it, like the drugs, the guns. You see, the way he, you know, infiltrates these gangs and pushes a culture to our people that's deaf, and died to our people that's deaf, man. It's been him in the background the whole time, destroying Jake, man. You know?
Yeah, because the further they keep us astray from our creator, you know, the longer they can stay in rulership, man. Because everything goes right back to the blessing. That's what they're doing right now with this whole system. Everything's set up for this new, you know, this new world order. Everything's set up for our people to go off and continue to be astray from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Because they want to continue to stay in rulership forever, man. They know what we have that's coming, you know, in the next kingdom as joint heirs with Yahushua. The next kingdom to come, the kingdom of heaven. That's that blessing. So Esau trying to do anything within his power to upset biblical prophecy so he can stay within power. You know?
Got you. Judith 5:21. This is Judith speaking. And it says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against his people and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord Salaki, that's not Judith speaking, that's the governor, not the governor, but the general of
Ammonite.
Yeah. I think he was like Nebuchadnezzar's.
Yeah, he was like an advisor.
An advisor, yeah. Salaki. Yeah, his name was Achior. Yeah, Salaki, that was Achior speaking. Back into the scripture, Judith 5:20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if their people, it's like if there be any error against his people and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a shame before all the world.
They're reproached.
Yeah.
You know, because as you can see with mainstream news, that main propaganda machine, how they setting up, they want our people to look, you know, they set up these sellouts of our people to go ahead and get like the first ones in line to go ahead and set these machinations. Mm-hmm. Then you would have majority of our people looking at that, okay, they did it, you know what I'm saying? It's no side effect, so they feel a little bit more comfortable by accepting it now. And then they already know, according to our law in Leviticus 19 chapters, we're supposed to make no cuttings into our flesh. Here you go Esau right here, just causing us to sin more and more, man. That's why he's called the accuser of our brother.
And if I can just add too, and that goes to show you that Achior, he knew and understood the history of us, that basically, like Chicago was saying previously, if we sin against the Most High, then we were for the taking. However, if we didn't sin, then the Most High will protect us, and there's nothing they or any other nation can do to bring us down, man.
He's so cold, man.
And it's the same for me. Although he's carnal, when it comes to this, he tries to be spiritual. That's why he defiles your rap music and all the other stuff you see and send you to school and distort your mindset with his history, his stories, and basically make you not know who you are and continue to get our people to sin because that prolongs his rulership.
I got appreciate it.
We can wrap it up. Y'all get through with that.
All right, I got Psalm 37:12. It said, "The wicked plotted against the just and gnashed upon his teeth, gnashed upon him with his teeth."
Hey, like to go into those legislations, man. Different restrictions, different lockdown orders. Everything they're doing, they try and make it to be more oppressive for Jake, man.
It said, "The Lord shall laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming."
Well, the scripture say the Most High should have them in derision, you know, because at the end of the day, Esau Edom, I say, like he likes to prop up, you know, different nations and, you know, different leaders. Where the Most High got him propped up. You see, because basically this is a plan from the Most High. That's why this is the Most High's microchip. The Most High is locking this place down. He's just using Esau Edom to do it. All right, the craftiness that Esau had, that's the Most High utilizing him on the left hand side. But that wisdom comes from Yahweh Shemau.
Yeah,
you know,
just like the elites, how they use like majority of our people, like the sellouts. You know, so they utilize them for a certain point in time, right? They be expendable. That's how the Most High doing Esau, man. He's just using him to fulfill the part of this movie. Go ahead and get this microchip issue out. Then he's gonna take them out, man. Sure. You know. Hey, this we got some more.
yes, we living in the time, so hey, we going to the next phase, man. You know, I say people are getting, you know, vaccinated as we speak, man. You know, and Esau not going backwards, man. He's not gonna put the vaccines up. You know, no, he's gonna keep on going. He's gonna keep on going, right? You know, he gonna stick to this narrative, man, and ride all the way out to his destruction, man.
First Kings 19:18. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal.
Yeah, that's what the Apostle Paul was quoting in Romans. You know, and the 7,000 is a complete number, which represents the elect, man. Beginning, you know, with the prophets, and Baal is interchangeable with the image of the beast, man. You know, because it all goes back to paganism and idol worship, man. You know,
and every mouth which had not kissed him,
every mouth which not have kissed him, man. And then you see the bull, you know, with the American flag, man. You know, going back to what, man? That calf, man. Yeah, idolatry, man. Yeah. You see, so you're gonna have, you know, the elect, all right, are being groomed not to bow down to this man's system, man. And then you have the unbelievers; they're being led to the slaughter, man. You know. All right, with that, you know, we pray that you brothers, you know, you few sisters that watch was edified. You know, once again, we give all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
You know, and double honors to the apostles and the elders, Mission rule well. Till the next time, peace and blessings, shalom.
Shalom.